Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Ninth Legion. Let's play some more, and possibly for the last time for a while, Starsector. So, this might be the last episode for a little while. If you've been seeing the previous episode, you'll know that we've kind of come to the end of our current series, and we'll be taking a little break from Starsector. But, as has been requested, we're going out with a bang. So, I've made some additions to the fleet, off camera you might see. We now have 2 cruisers and a battleship. We actually have our own goddamn battleship, and that is freaking awesome. Let's have a quick look at our fleet. So, we've actually picked up 2 new additions since we last spoke. If you did see the very last episode, you'll know that I was looking at buying this lovely little Falcon class light custom cruiser, the HSS Gegenes 2, and we also picked up the HSS Convector, an Onslaught class custom battleship. And these ships are amazing. If we go in, I'll show you how I've equipped them before we take them into battle with basically what will be the largest fleets I can find. And we'll see how that goes. This could be a very short episode, bear in mind. If, I choose too big a battle and we die instantly, well, there you go. This is what people ask for. So, our Falcon class light custom cruiser. I've given it blast doors and reinforced bulkheads, basically just to keep it alive as long as I can. It's got a couple of capacitors and a lot of vents fitted, so it can get rid of all the flux it builds up. It's going to run out of flux in under about 5 seconds there, and it'll take a couple of seconds to get rid of it all, but hopefully this ship is nice and fast. So up front we've got 2 heavy maulers in the prow position here. Backing those up we've got 2 turreted pulse lasers. You can see they've got lovely firing arcs there. The small missile slots, I've put harpoon MRMs because I just like harpoons, they're really nice missiles. And on the rear we've given it the long range PD lasers. Now bear in mind, outfitting both of these ships I did exhaust pretty much all of the weapons they had in stock at Ragnar Complex. So my choices were a bit limited. This might not be the ideal setup I'd have gone for, but I think it's going to be satisfactory. We'll give it a go. Now the HSS Convector. This ship is a beast. Look at 368 ordnance points. We've got a flux capacity of 23,510. Flux dissipation rate is 1,136. And all of our weapons firing at the same time, 3,268 flux generated. That is incredible. It's such a huge amount. But let's look at those weapon systems. What's generating all that flux? So, at the very front of this ship, we have a built-in weapon system. The Onslaught comes with thermal pulse cannons, 2 of them. This is a bulky energy weapon from the early epoch. The TPC is built directly into the Onslaught's hull and provides overwhelming frontal firepower. And if that doesn't, if overwhelming frontal firepower doesn't get you excited, I don't know what will. You're clearly watching the wrong videos. So this is a large mount energy assault weapon. 1,250 DPS there, with a range of 1,000. It's long range, it hits like hell, it does take a while to charge up, but when something gets hit by it, it's going to know it. Now, what do we have to back this up? Okay, we'll go down the left side of the hull here. So, I've got 2 dual flak cannon mounted just behind the thermal pulse cannon. These will help wreck anything that comes in to try and take us out. Missiles and fighters are going to struggle to get past these. If that's not enough, we've actually got 6 Vulcan cannons mounted. There's 2 directly behind the dual flak cannon on both sides. We've also got 2 mounted on the centre line here. Then I've got a pair of Mark 9 autocannons, 1 on each side. Anything basically coming alongside me is going to have a very, very bad day. These are pretty good. They're large ballistic close support weapons, 348 DPS at a range of 900. I think, 104 shots a minute, these are just some brutal guns. At the rear here, just to cover my flanks in case anything is trying to sneak around, we do have 2 heavy machine guns mounted. Medium ballistic, point defense. These will do missiles, these will do fighters, and even frigates that are getting too close to this are going to, they're going to know they've been taking some fire. And we have 2 of those mounted either side. Backing those up, just to make sure nothing comes in and tries to take our engines, no sneaky missiles coming up behind the shield, that kind of thing. We've got another pair of dual flak cannon, just to absolutely shred anything that comes in from behind us. Now, the missiles we've got, I was a bit limited here. I would have actually gone for a full 4 harpoon MRM pods. Each has 12 missiles. That would have been 48 harpoons, if my maths is right. Yes, my maths is right. 48 harpoons. Again, if that doesn't get you excited, nothing will. Unfortunately, they didn't have enough of those, and I've gone for some Pylum LRM launchers in the other slots. That's they have lots of ammo. They've got a very long range. We'll see how they work out for us. In the centre line here, just right, kind of between on top of the bridge, I guess, we've got a pair of heavy needlers. These cover the side and front arcs, so they'll do pretty good. They're medium ballistic, close support kinetic rounds, very good for overwhelming shields. At the very front here, we do have the big gun, the Hellbore cannon, a huge cannon which fires slow-moving plasma-charged projectiles. Rounds are highly effective versus armour and obliterate what is left underneath. Between that and the thermal pulse cannons, we can put out a lot of damage. That is 500 DPS at a range of 900, 40 shots a minute. And then on the very front here, we have a heavy autocannon. I would have liked more heavy autocannons, but again, my options were limited at the store. They didn't have what I wanted in stock, and I was very disappointed. But the heavy autocannon should contribute a lot to the fight. Triple-barreled cannon that fires a burst of standardized shells at medium range. It's medium ballistic close supports, 214 DPS with a range of 800. 129 shots a minute, so again, between all these autocannons we've got mounted, anything getting in too close is going to realise it's about to have a bad day. I've given this ship the reinforced bulkheads, the expanded missile racks, because we've got lots of missile launchers, why not, and the armoured weapon mounts. This is primarily because we've got a lot of turrets here, and they can be vulnerable to being knocked out or disabled. Hopefully armoured weapon mounts should increase the durability of all weapons by 100%, but decreases their turn rate by 25%. Also increases the ship's armour by 10%. So there's a lot of positives here. But it should keep all these guns we've got in the fight for about as long as possible. This ship, seriously, it's just a beast. So, I have changed over my flagship to the battleship. I mean, why would I not want to be in the battleship? So we've been in the Hammerhead, we've been in the Eagle, now we're taking out the Onslaught class battleship. And what do you know? I happen to have stumbled across some Tritachyon patrols. Now, these aren't the most massive fleets I've seen yet, but this one is quite interesting to me. It does have what I think is it's got 3 destroyers, a bunch of decent looking escorts, and a cruiser. So I'm going to try and engage these guys. Now they are the same speed as me, so bear with me if this doesn't work. Trying to get the intercept here, but no, we've managed it. Okay, that was nice and easy. So they do have their own Eagle class balanced cruiser. So that is going to counteract our own Eagle class custom cruiser. They have a Hammerhead class, they have 2 Sunder class close support destroyers, they have these Shade class phase assault frigates. They are tricky little bastards because they just dip in and out of reality and kind of, you can't hit them until they want you to hit them. They have a Lasher class close support frigate, they have a Brawler class assault gunship. That's a very sturdy little ship. They have the Vigilance class standard frigate, powerful but a bit of a glass cannon, can't take very many hits. 2 more Lasher class assault frigates there. A Lasher class assault frigate and a Lasher class standard frigate. And they have some fighters, a Thunder multi-role fighter wing, a Galadius heavy fighter wing, and another Thunder multi-role fighter wing. At very low combat readiness. They must have been in a fight recently. How bad for them. Well, I think this looks like a good first scrap. Let's see what we can do against them. This is definitely the biggest fleet we've ever gone up against. I mean, not only do they have their own cruiser, but none of these ships are damaged or defective in any way. So, yeah, let's go for it. Let's move in to engage. And, yep, we're just going to go in. Now, I can't actually deploy everything. I don't have enough deployment points to bring everything into the fight. So we're going to have to pick and choose. But obviously, we're going to want the cruisers. I mean, we're all about the firepower today. We do have our 2 Wolf-class custom frigates, so we'll bring those in. We should probably bring in our fighters. We do have our own Talon Interceptor wing, we have our Warthog Assault Fighter wing, and a Thunder multi-role fighter wing, so that should help. If we bring those in, I suppose we'll bring our carrier in. Now, do we want our 2 destroyers? I can just about afford both, I believe, but that's it. Or I could bring in one of our Buffaloes, our fire support destroyers, and I do love these ships because they do have all the missiles in the world. Yeah, let's go for that. We will bring in Hammerhead or Enforcer. It's got to be the Hammerhead. People who've been watching this series long enough know I really do like the Hammerhead class. And yeah, we'll bring in the Buffalo on top. There we go. I think that's everything we can deploy. So, we've got 7 command points. let's see what we can do. I think obviously we're going to want our carrier and our fire support ship to stay kind of towards the rear there, not to charge ahead and get themselves murdered, as they have a tendency to do. That should be far enough forward that the Buffalo will engage with its missiles. We'll see what happens. Now, for the rest of these ships, what have we got? Don't want anyone running off on their own, really. Let's keep the frigates with the cruisers, and the hammerhead can stay with us. 2 command points left. I'm going to let the fighters do their own thing. They're not going to make or break this engagement, I don't believe. Now, the Onslaught battleship is a complete beast here. I've got personal command of the missile launchers. Everything else is under command of the AI. Our ship system is a boost, so I can actually rocket ahead a bit here. As you can see, I'm actually kind of fast. Faster than the Buffalo, faster than the Hammerhead. The Eagle-class light cruiser, though, is, you know, she's speedy. And we've got enemy contact. What is that? So one of their lashers is coming in on the left there. Looks like we're turning to engage. Our carrier and fire support have stopped, which is probably good. Let's see, we are a slow, lumbering beast here. But... oh, we've got fighters on our right. That's okay. The main enemy ships are probably going to be straight ahead, so I'm quite content to follow our Eagle in. Yeah, there we go. Ooh, and there's the entire enemy main line. We are a little bit behind the front line here. In fact, our light cruiser could have a bad day if they get too far ahead. So let's engage our ship system, start moving forward, target that cruiser, that destroyer, and say hello with all our missiles. There we go. Guns are firing. They've already taken a lot of hits, overloaded actually. Zoom in so you can see the massive amount of firepower we have here. And wow, that destroyer did not last long. Ooh, they're not lasting long either. Okay, no one's actually engaging us. Well, I can't say I blame them. We are a hell of a beast. That phase is going to be a problem though. Oh shit, we lost our light cruiser. Well, that wasn't very good. Okay, I'm just going to get in close. Look at all those guns firing. It's kind of beautiful, really. I would like for this ship to die, kind of, especially. So you can have all the missiles. Lovely. Got another couple of destroyers down here. This is their Sunders. More missiles for them. My god, of the firepower we can put out with this thing. Now, these phases are going to be a problem. But there we go, that's our thermal pulse cannons firing. Let's see, would you like some missiles? I think you would. That was another ship taken out. We're going to keep trying to move in and engage this person. Oh my god, thermal pulse cannon. They're so good. They are so, so good. I have a feeling the enemy may be trying to escape at this point. I'm going to put some more missiles out. Unfortunately, this guy, a little bit too fast for me. Oh, there we go. The rear defences worked quite nicely, actually. Looks like most of the enemy ships are now fleeing in terror. So that was one of our biggest fights. I mean, pretty awesome. But unfortunately, their cruiser didn't engage, I don't think. And unfortunately, we did actually lose one of our own cruisers, which is a bit of a shame. Everyone else seems to have come through okay, I believe. Let's see, carrier and that were fine. Yeah, we just lost our light cruiser. That is pretty rubbish. Right, can everyone just go and destroy that last phase for me, please? I would like that very much. Yep, I think they are pretty much just running away. But this ship is pretty awesome. I mean, let's face it, that's a lot of guns and a lot of firepower. I'm starting to wonder, actually, if there's anything in this system that could actually pose a threat to us, given how much firepower we've got. So, they actually did get out with a couple of ships there. We did destroy the Vigilance class standard frigate, we took out the Hammerhead class, We took out the Lasher class, we took out the Sunder class. Were there 2 Sunder classes? I thought they had more. Oh yeah, there we go, there's the second one. Unfortunately, they got away with 3 fighter wings, their cruiser, and both Shade classes. That is a disappointment. And we actually did... Oh my god, we lost 2 ships. We lost our Wolf class, and we lost our Falcon class. Possibly I should have kept you a bit closer to home. You're brand new. We lost 120 crew members, that's terrible. Well, they're not going to get away with that. We're going to continue this fight, I think. We're going to maintain contact with the enemy. Well, we're going to pursue them. We're going to take command of the action. And I think I'm going to do something a bit rash. We're just going to go in with 1 escort and 3 wings of fighters. And just the battleship. I don't think we need anything else. Our combat readiness is a bit low, we could suffer some malfunctions, but we're so big, we've got so many systems to have malfunctions on, I don't really see a danger. I could be wrong. Let's see, this might be too many ships for us. They do have the cruiser of their own and those 2 very advanced phase ships, which I do not like at all. But we're going to make sure we stay together. Everyone is just going to orbit around me. And let's see what we can do. Where is that cruiser of theirs? Ooh. Yeah, we've got a danger of combat malfunctions. They've got some long-range firepower there. But so do we. I mean, there we go. We just got to stay focused on them, and they're going to have a pretty bad day. Ooh, you're getting a bit too close. Have some more missiles, my friend. And let's charge up. Yep, that cruiser not having a good day there at all. Already took out one of those phases. There goes the cruiser. This ship is a bit of a beast, isn't it? I may have underestimated the enemy abilities versus me here. Very good defense system there as well. Well, let's just keep volleying missiles at them. You're going to let me get in range of you with all my guns? That would be very silly of you. Fortunately, they're just a bit too fast. You can't really chase them down with a battleship. Kind of spinning on the spot here. It's not really working for me. Nope, and I'm not quite going the direction I wanted. Oh no, the phase is behind me now. Well, I'm just going to keep firing missiles at it, really. Alright, everyone's search and destroy. I want everyone on top of that ship. And I would really like it if it died. Luckily I've got all of these long-range missiles, so I can just keep launching it and hopefully we'll get a hit. Their flux is very high at the moment. In fact, there we go, they are disabled, and yeah, took them down with a good volley of missile hits. Lovely little fight. Just a shame we survived. It wasn't quite the epic confrontation that we really wanted, was it? So, we've got a chance to actually capture some ships. I suppose we could. We'll organise a boarding task force. I did get rid of our shuttle to try and keep our logistics down, so let's take the Wolf class. They will hard dock. We'll send in 9 or so crew. See what happens. Okay, yeah, we actually did manage to capture them. Shame we didn't get a chance to salvage our own Falcon class. That would have been fantastic. But 4,000 credits from the wreckage. And wow, all the guns in the world. Look at that. That is... Tritachyon. They have the good equipment. They really do. That is a lot of good... I should have been attacking these guys for ages. Lots of pulse lasers, heavy maulers, more harpoon MRMs. They're only the small mounts though, which is a shame. I only need the mediums. But we'll take all of that for the time being. And that entire fleet is now pretty much dead. And we actually even got a bounty off that. That is kind of perfect. Well, I mean, that was interesting, but not the apocalyptic kind of massive battle we were really looking for. Let's see, what else? They've got another fleet with a cruiser there. All a bit small fry, really. A couple of destroyers in that one. We could try and force an engagement with a few of these. Could quickly harry some trade fleets to get more supplies and the like. How is our fleet doing? We do need to wait a little bit before engaging to get combat readiness back on a couple of our ships. So I think I'll float around in space for a little bit. I'll pause the recording so you guys don't have to waste time, and hopefully we'll join back for another big fight. Okay, so I've been looking around for a bit while we recovered our combat readiness, and unfortunately Tritachyon are not proving to be the obstacle I hoped they would. If we want a truly big fight, I think we're actually going to have to turn on our long-time friends, the Hegemony. They just so happen to have this lovely little patrol here with a heavy cruiser, 4 Enforcer-class destroyers, 3 Lashes, and a bunch of other ships. I think unfortunately it's time to turn on our friends. Betrayal of the furthest, darkest, deepest, naughtiest thing. So they do have the Dominator-class heavy support cruiser. I mean, obviously it's not a matter of battleship, but it's a big, beefy ship. Now, to support that, they do have these 4 Enforcer-class assault destroyers. Sorry, 3 Enforcer-class assault destroyers and an Enforcer-class close support destroyer. They've got Lasher-class assault frigates, a Lasher-class close support frigate, and a Lasher-class assault frigate. They've got the Vigilance-class fire support frigate, their own Wolf-class assault frigate, a tanker, a couple of combat freighters, a wing of Warthog assault fighters, and some Thunder multi-role fighters. I think, unfortunately, yes. If we want a big fight, it's going to be them. Let's take on the Hegemony in one final showdown. We will move in to engage. I will make sure I'm in my battleship for this fight, because why wouldn't I want to be in a battleship? I mean, seriously, look at me. I'm a battleship. It's awesome. And let's see. Still can't deploy everyone, unfortunately. We might have to leave someone behind. But I think we're definitely going to want both of our destroyers for this. We're going to want our cruiser. We're going to want our battleship. Let's see. We'll bring in our Wolf class. We'll bring in all of our fighters. And I think we will bring in the carrier. No, we're going all in. We have both Buffaloes for fire support. The carrier can stay home. Hopefully this will be a big, nice final fight. We will deploy. And I'm considering just death blobbing this. Everyone follow me, I charge up the centre, we find that enemy cruiser, and we take it on. Or we just let everyone scatter to the winds and have a big fight. Tempting to do it either way. No, I think what we might want to do is just have everyone target me, and we want a big brawl in the centre. Okay. Orders are given. We're in the fight. And we are immediately going to start using our ship system to charge forward. Everyone else is just going to have to keep up with me, because I'm not waiting. We're looking for a fight. I was quite impressed with the weapon systems on this last time. The Pylum LRMs are a bit slower, I'll admit. Obviously the Harpoons are much faster and we have fewer of them, but when the Pylums eventually got there, they were doing a lot of damage. And we just have like all the guns in the world mounted everywhere around the ship, so that's pretty cool. Okay, it looks like they might be off to our left again. Give it a bit of a turn and start rocketing forward again. Love the engine effects on this. It's actually really quite pretty. Okay, we can see one of the combat freighters. You are you're probably going to regret coming in front of me like that. Yeah, that was what we call a mistake, my friend. But where's this enemy cruiser? Oh, we've got a lot of missiles coming at me. I need to stop rocketing forward and possibly turn on my shield. There we go. But I do have all the point defense in the world, which kind of helps. Come on, there we go. One enemy cruiser. Let's start moving into engage. Put some missiles on them. Now, we are both quite slow ships, but we'll see what happens. My point defense is knocking down all the missiles coming at me. Let's put some more missiles of our own out. Might have to put my shield up a little bit here. I'm not really worried about losing this fight, I just want to start killing everything. They are trying to keep their distance, but it's not really working for them. My guns are opening up on everything. More missiles in the fray. Oh, we did overload. Wow, I haven't actually managed to overload this ship before. Okay, we might have to back up and actually vent some flux. This is... Whoa, my hammerhead's getting beaten up. They do have a large number of ships. Yeah, we've actually lost our hammerhead. Okay, let's vent quickly. You know what, everyone just search and destroy. They're right here. Just don't hang around me, just charge in, do your thing, kill the enemy. Like I'm doing. Follow my example, boys. That is a lot of missiles coming at me, but I've got a lot of point defense, so I'm not too worried. None of those hit. None of those missiles actually managed to hit. There we go. My forward guns are all firing away. My side guns are engaging something as well. Flux is starting to rise. We're taking some armor damage, but we've got a lot of armor. And right now I want the flux to keep firing all my guns like this, because it's kind of awesome. That might be the end of it for that cruiser. Yep. Brilliant. We lost one of our buffaloes, but that's okay. They lost a ship as well. This is pretty much chaotic right now. Let's see if we can't vent my flux. I think we do want to chase down and try and kill this last ship if we can. Looks like we're going to ram one of the hulks. Ooh, that was actually a lot of damage there. There we go. Side guns are engaging. That's actually a lot of firepower we're putting out. There we go, another enemy destroyer down. The heavy cruiser is a floating wreck. And it looks like the last of their ships have fled. What else have we got left? Oh, looks like they've got one enforcer left on the field. They did have 4 to start with. Let's see, can we get over there in time to contribute anything? Possibly. I'm going to ram another Hulk. Probably should stop doing that. Oh, narrowly missed. Well, I'm not even heading in the right direction. That's kind of bad of me. Everyone kill that for me, please. Put some long-range missiles out. We can actually almost overtake our own missiles there. They are not the fastest things in the world, but they do have a lot of firepower. Although one of them just spent itself on a rock. That might be the last of their ships to retreat now. I think this fight is pretty much over. We can probably claim victory at this point. There we go. So we did actually lose 3 ships. We lost both of our buffaloes. I kind of expected that. They were a bit weak and I did charge them straight into the middle of the fight. So they're dead. Unfortunately my beloved hammerhead was taken out as well. That is a shame. But let's see what we destroyed. We actually destroyed 2 of the Enforcer class assault destroyers and the Dominator class heavy support cruiser. Took out a Hound class standing combat freighter, the Wolf class assault frigate, another Hound class, and the Vigilance class. A lot of their ships actually managed to get away, although that one is on 17% hull integrity, that one's on 44%, that Enforcer was on 73%, and that Enforcer I don't think they actually deployed. But there we go. We actually lost 140 crew in that fight. So there we go. Oh, we actually got one of our ships back. We got one of the Buffaloes back. Lovely. I knew that was coming handy. Chance to salvage one of their ships. Sure. Let's see how we can actually come out of this on top. Oh, no, actually exploded, and we lost our frigate. Good job this is the end of the series there, actually. Otherwise these will be somewhat crippling losses. So, 2,489 credits from the wreckage. A whole bunch of goodies. The Hegemony doesn't quite have the technology that the Tritachian Corporation does, but they've still got some pretty good weapons there. On any normal day, I would say there was a pretty good haul. Ooh, and then they went in and had another fight anyway. That probably ended badly for them. So, there we go. I think I'm going to call this episode here, as it's going on a little bit. We've had a couple of pretty big fights there, but unfortunately, I'm sorry, the Onslaught class battleship is pretty much killing everything it comes across. Not sure what to say about that. No glorious last stand, but possibly I should have chosen a different system. Possibly I should have chosen a more populated Tritachion system. But there were some pretty good fights. I mean, took out a number of cruisers there, lots of destroyers, lots of money if we've been getting paid for that. So, thank you very much for watching. Starsector will return on this channel, have no fear, but we are going to be taking a short break. There is currently a poll up running until Sunday to see what the next series is, so do vote, see if there's anything there that you might like to watch, and let me know which you prefer. But other than that, if you enjoyed this, leave a like, leave a comment, feel free to subscribe, and hopefully I will see you later. Bye.